In this video, we'll be breaking down the welfare reform announcement, all the important points, and what this means for you. Before we start, I thought this was pretty funny. I am Labour's anti-austerity candidate, Liz Kendall, now overseeing massive austerity for the disabled. Anyway, the first point is work capability assessments will be scrapped by 2028. Now, that is in 3 years' time. We don't have any more information about this other than that it will be scrapped by 2028. It doesn't say what's going to happen in the meantime. Unfortunately, a lot of these are kind of basic points with not too much detail. If you subscribe though, as soon as the information does come out in the weeks and months coming, we get more information, I will let you guys know. The next point is PIP will not be means tested and PIP will not be frozen, which is really good. A lot of people were worried about that. Now, it's not going to be means tested, which means it doesn't matter how much money you've got. If you need it, you will get it. And it will not be frozen, meaning it will go up with inflation. Essentially, it won't be cut, but it won't be increased. Now, the next important bit of information is permanent above inflation rise of the basic rate for universal credit. Now, it doesn't say anywhere the amount. It doesn't say when this is going to happen, but it's an above inflation rise, which means it's actually an increase. It's not just going up with inflation, it's going up beyond that. But again, that could be by 10p. We've got no information as to the amount it goes up. And also remember, this is only for basically job seekers. If you're on any type of universal credit that you get a support element, disabled, signed off, I think, if you're a student or anything like that, this doesn't concern you. It's only if you're on the, really aggressive work search, go in every week, do your job search every single day, it's only for that. So to be honest, if you're on this, you're not on it for very long. And the increase is probably not going to be that much, hence why they've not actually told us what it is. The next bit of information is people claiming universal credit support under limited capability for work related activity. This is people who have been signed off of work due to a disability or mental health. They will have their payments frozen if existing claimants. So if you've already been signed off, then your payments will be frozen, which I guess means it won't go up with inflation. It doesn't say anything about, a reduction. So that's pretty good because we were told that it would be massively cut. It's looking more like it just won't go up with inflation. So it will see a real terms cut, but not very much. Again, not much other information, just this basic point. Even, the other articles, and I've watched this a couple times now, it doesn't really tell us much else. But then it goes on to say, new claimants for support under LCWRA will have a reduced rate. So this isn't just, it won't go up with inflation. There will be a cut to new claimants' rate of LCWRA. So basically, if you don't know, if you're on universal credit, you get given X amount of money, which is just supposed to support you enough that you can be in a position to look for work. So you can get a basic phone contract, you can pay your bills, and you can look for work. When you're signed off, the LCWRA payment is supposed to essentially kind of match a minimum wage job. It's supposed to give you the amount of money that you should be getting if you are if you are in work, so that you can live a normal life like people do when they're in work. But that's now being reduced for people who are a new claimant. So to be honest, I don't know how you're going to survive, because right now the LCWRA isn't actually costed to be able to afford all the basics. Same with all universal credit. Nowhere in there is there a calculation that the DWP does to say, this is how much money you need to pay for your bills and pay for food. They don't do that calculation purposely because they know it will say you're not paying people enough. So they're already not paying people enough to live. And now they're reducing that rate even further for those people who are signed off by a doctor, but are new claimants. So Bit crazy. They are actually cutting LCWRA, but only for new claimants. Existing claimants will just have a bit of a cut when it doesn't rise with inflation. Hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, of course, type in the comments. I'll try and respond to people, and we can have a chat and try and find out some more information. Maybe you guys know some information that I don't know. Of course, put it down in the comments as well. Now, this is another big one, which is pretty crazy, to be honest. People claiming universal credit support under LCWRA will not be available to under 22s. So it doesn't matter if the doctor signs you off. If the doctor decides you're not capable to work, you will not be signed off if you're under 22. Again, there's not much other information on how this works other than just this basic policy. So I don't really understand. If you're signed off and you're told that, you know, you're not able to work, are you just given the basic universal credit rate? Are you given nothing? Are you told we can't help you at all? Doesn't really say anything more. And also, it's a bit weird because what does age have to do with it? If the doctor says you're unfit to work and, you know, that you have a condition, that's the reality. If you're age 22 or 18 or 60, it doesn't make a difference. If the doctor says you're incapable to work, you're not fit to work and you've got a serious debilitating condition, that's what you've got. Your age doesn't make any difference. So this is quite a crazy one, to be honest, and there's no other information. Bit of a wild one. When there is more information, I will definitely let you guys know, because I'm interested to see how that's actually even going to work. This next one is actually quite good, which is the scrapping of vouchers in favour of cash payments. Now, they've been suggesting to pay people with vouchers for a long time now. Everyone's against it because it's just a silly idea. And thankfully, that is not going to happen. Next is PIP assessments will now be recorded to establish trust. Actually, another good thing, to be honest. I know a lot of people were already privately recording them, sometimes against the wishes of DWP, which kind of tells you a lot. But now, apparently, they will be recorded internally as well. Although I would still advise privately recording them, because I imagine if it doesn't go well, they might accidentally lose the recording. You know what they're like. The next part is, will ensure universal credit claimants with the most severe disabilities will never be, it's supposed to say reassessed, not assessed. So basically, if you do have something very severe, for example, a lifelong disease, and you're not going to get better, you're most likely going to get worse, then once you've been initially assessed and accepted on, LCWRA or PIP or whatever it is, then you won't be reassessed. So if it's a severe disability, also long term, they forgot to add in here, then you shouldn't be reassessed. And finally, those with long-term sickness or disabilities who want to try returning to work can do so without risking their benefits, and they're calling this a right to work scheme, which is pretty good. A lot of people do want to attempt maybe some work from home, online computer work, something like that, while they have a severe disability and they've been signed off. They do want to try that, but they're basically told, if you try that, you're telling us that you're fit for work and you're fit to do anything at all, which is a stupid system. Doesn't make any sense, and it's looking like, luckily, they are going to fix that. Now, how exactly this is going to work, again, we don't have all the information. I will keep you guys updated when we get more details on this, which could be days, could be weeks, could be months or years. I mean, honestly, who knows? But this is a good one. Right to work, a right to try employment, to try a job out without losing everything, and seeing if it works for you. But yeah, I've watched this through a couple times now, checked out all the articles. This is pretty much all the information we've got. It's quite brief, it's quite vague. There's not much detail other than the basic plans and points. But yeah, hopefully this helped you guys. If it did, consider subscribing for more news and breakdowns and opinions and thoughts, all that good stuff. If you've got some information I don't have, or just your thoughts and comments, then do leave them in the comments down below. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. But until then, everyone, take care, and I'll see you soon.